Oh well. Oh, I messed up a little bit there. It's in the vertical. I usually have been doing it where it's wide. Welcome to this short live stream. I don't know. I suspect it to be short because I'm kind of tired. Um, but I mean, I slept pretty good. And oh, I know what I was going to do. Oh, okay. I know it's kind of probably coming across boring right there. I don't know. I was trying to type something into the and then I don't want that fan is kind of close to me, so I need to move it a little bit back. Give me a second. I earlier earlier I unplugged the fan to do the video I uploaded of the Jesus Always because I'm noticing it's not that big a deal, but some of the videos like I can tell that it affects uh how it sounds. But the thing is, if I'm in well, even if I was in my room, I just have to deal with the fact of background noise. Because usually it's not been that hot, but when I turn the fan off, and if I'm making a video, today it worked out pretty good, but it can be a little bit bothersome. So I figure it ain't that big a deal. Nobody's ever really complained about it or anything, but I'm kind of just, picky. I hope everybody's doing okay today. I just have it on the stand right now, like that. This is going to be like just kind of a catching up within whoever does stop in or whatever. Like just letting anybody know that I think I'm doing pretty good today. I've so I've mentioned that I'm gonna that I was trying to move some stuff around. I can show you that I'm not. It might not seem like much, but if you see that love seat right there was right here. So now I've moved a few things around, and that's where that dartboard is. That's the Mandalorian symbol, and then this. I do really like owls, but I will definitely move that painting at some point. So the thing that I haven't done yet is seeing about if I'm going to move this into the middle. I am actually I'm kind of thinking. Well, first I've got a lot of things to go through that are stacked up on that old love seat. I would like to get rid of that love seat, to be honest with you. Drag it out and have it hauled off or something. But if the more stuff I put out back, the more that it's likely that more likely that the landlord never really bitches too much, but it'll once the foliage back there that kind of covers some of the things I have in the back. There's a couple of chairs and things I used to sit on, and one of the old love seats. You can't really see that stuff, but when some leaves and things fall, there's a few things back there that she'll take notice to, And in a few months now, because it's a nice spot to hang out back there when I do out back. Anyway, what is Great Cloud doing? I don't really know. Uh, I do know. But I was just showing y'all basically that the day before yesterday, I started some stuff in the puppies' room while they're outside, and they're still outside today. I've proceeded to do even more. I took some more stuff out of that room. I need to get more cardboard and stuff, but I've done some pretty much creating a bigger space for them, and there's less for them to get up under and make messes. The mess will be just right out in the open, and I've got quite a bit of cardboard down in certain areas. Some of it I can't cover everything just right yet. That becomes tedious too. But I'm happy with what I am getting done. So, and I thought, like I said, I'm a little bit tired, and I shouldn't be. I slept pretty good, or I think I did. I went to, I drank some chamomile tea and took this natural supplement thing and now I don't know how well this will work. Hopefully, this won't. Let me see here. I'm going to try something. Uh-oh. Okay, guys, sorry about that. What I'm attempting to do is I don't need this to okay. And then I got to turn the camera around. I figured I could try I just finished reading this comic book, and I thought this might be kind of. The only thing is that I'm not in the proper. It's not really widescreen, so it's kind of like a little bit more like. But as you know, I know I'm not on my second channel, but I'm streaming on the main channel, and I just thought for a second I'd show you. I just read this. This is issue 2. I don't have the first one or the third one. Apparently it was like a limited series. It was one of 3. I looked it up. The reason I bought this was because Chuck Dixon, I really used to like a lot of the things that he's wrote. I remember he's not the creator of it, but he did do some stories for Alien Legion, some of the newer stories a few years ago, and that's one of my favorite. Now, Carl Potts is the main creator of that, but I wanted to show y'all. So apparently in the 80s, or whenever this was, 89. So this came out, and it was a 1, 2, 3. It was a 1 of 3 issues. And it's by Apple Comics. But I was able to read this and not have the first issue. And then, of course, it's going to end on to be continued. But I just wanted to, while I'm doing this, I thought this would be nice to just kind of show a little bit off. So I just read this before I decided to go live. I'm trying to catch up on several comics I have. And honestly, I was thinking I might go live on the second channel and just do this and kind of just keep it real short, just flip through this and show you the art. I really think the art's pretty cool. The artist was named Enrique Villagran. I'm going to look his name up and see what else he did. I like the art. I like the lines, the different. Let's see. I don't know how well y'all can see that. It does pretty good here, though. It would be better if before I went live, if I had made it more like the widescreen thing. And I thought this was funny because I'd read that Judge Dredd comic last week or something, I think it was, and shared it on X, making a joke because he's like, "Stop, you crazy monkey!" and he's chasing a monkey, and then there was something else that I looked at and had a gorilla in it the next day or something. And then when I was making the jokes and posting them, Dr. Ben, a friend of ours, had posted something where he was going to an event. He had done a small little comic and some artwork for a presentation of a new guitar pedal that company was coming out with. Now, where was it I saw this? He says something here funny. We were surrounded on all sides by Monkey Man. They reminded me of some Marines I knew. Anyway, it was just a running thing where, like, for a couple of days, I'd read one thing about a monkey and then one thing about something else with apes or something in it, and then posted and think like as a just being funny, saying the darn monkeys, and it wasn't anything racist or anything. That's not what was the intention. And then, of course, it was like synchronicity almost because Dr. Ben, like I said, had done some stuff for somebody that had a guitar pedal coming out, and they were at a convention and doing music and showing off the guitar pedal. And the character is named gosh, I can't remember. Gargon or something like that. Anyway, and there was a guy there dressed in a really cheap, like gorilla type costume, but it's like, I guess it's like a character that's kind of the mascot of the company or for that pedal, and it happens to be an ape or something. So, and I hope people don't think that. Well, I can't worry about that. I'm not saying anything about anybody's race because I've never been that way. I'm not racist. I really get along with pretty much anybody until they kind of just start stepping on my toes or something. Even some people, I mean, have done me wrong, and I've come to forgive them because, like, if you want to be forgiven, you got to be able to forgive also. Some people will tell you different, but I think that's a big key to life. Let me turn this light off. It might need charging soon, and then I'm going to take this. Okay, so whoever was, I don't know. I was just trying to show something. I was trying to just practice using the overhead thing in a live stream. And I figured that'd be a really cool thing to use on the second channel, since my second channel is going to be, of course, I still sometimes do little shorts over here and stuff. And I think if I'm going to have a guest on to really promote something, I need to have it streaming to both channels. But okay, artwork looks good. I know you don't like it. Oh, I figured there'd probably somewhere, like, I've been part of those things before, Emil. Oh, I'm not, and I'm streaming from, I can't, through Restream, I can't do the, I just started this and this went live because I don't really know how long I'm going to stay on here because I kind of want to make a few phone calls today. Nothing important. You know what I mean? Like touching base with some people without saying anybody's name or anything. Well, at least that, and then I've still got other things that I want to do here. So I was kind of like, I was at a good point where I figured if anybody has not, if anybody had been wondering why I haven't really been live in a little while, which I was live the other day for about 20 minutes, I think. And I intended it to be short because this week I've just had, up until like maybe yesterday there was a day where I did take a break in the middle of the day, and then the next day I took it a little slower. It was yesterday because it was raining most of the day. Okay. Yeah, I think that's a cool. Now, did you see it's called Time Jump War? I don't think I really covered that much part of it, but if you're a fan of Chuck Dixon in general, now I understand from what well, I don't know, but I know there's been controversy of Chuck Dixon right now. Some people are like slagging on him because he has created a story. I'm assuming he wrote it, but it's all AI artwork. So he's putting out a comic that now I would like to think since he's a writer that he actually wrote the story, but there's just some people, and I can see that like you're a comic book, but I don't know. What I've seen someone talk about and show images of it don't look nothing like I would want them, you know. But I'd never, anytime I see anybody's names, when I'm in, like whether it be on eBay or if I happen to be somewhere where I can catch something for cheap and I spot someone's name that I already follow or like. And I know that his writing and his comics, a lot of his older stuff was good, really good. I can't say anything about in the past few years or any of his crowdfunded comics because I don't have those or have any of them. Yeah, I understand. I was meaning I pretty much get the gist of this story, like because it's called Time War or Time Jump War. So I'm assuming in the first issue you have the astronauts and the people, and it tells you the year. Like this book starts off and it's got a thing that's supposed to be like this guy's notes or this person's and so evidently they've jumped through, you know, like a time jump or a space time continuum, like a portal that from it's alien technology, and they came through not realizing that they didn't jump through space, but they jumped through time. So I guess the first book would be setting up their journey and then the altercations. This book starts with the a little bit of pre telling, kind of catching you up, but it starts right off on Earth, and then there's two survivors that are the two. I don't know how many was in it in the first issue, but there's two people that crash there and figure out that they're in the past. They're on Earth where they were trying to get to, but because of that portal or that Stargate type thing. Anyway, yeah, that's what like you know, Ghosty sent me a little like AI art generator, you know, and I've like anyway, like there's a lot of people that, and I understand, like if you like, I don't really have much of a visual artistic bone. The only reason I would even use it really is to try to see what a concept might look like. But then when you get something you like, you go to a physical, real human artist and have them design something based on what it, like me not being. Now I do like to sketch and stuff, but yes, you're right. I think that like I haven't really looked into the reasoning why he did that particular book, but some of the channels I follow and some of the creators have talked about it, and they haven't dogged it because Chuck Dixon is a part of the community, and he was at one point. I don't know about now, but he's still cool or like on good terms, I thought, with Comicsgate. So even though he does store, you know, it's just like Mike Barron is still officially Comicsgate, but he also writes for Rippaverse. He does other things too. He, but yeah, it's always fun. There was something else that I think I've recently, or in, I'd have to go through the boxes I have, which I don't have much, but I think I have some other stuff from Chuck Dixon that was random. Somehow I just saw it, or I can't remember. Let's see. even when I go to like Ollie's, I'm looking to see if I see anybody, any of the artists that I'm following that were at some point part of DC or Marvel that I follow now, but at the time when they were in those places, uh, maybe I wasn't keeping up with comics and I wouldn't have known much about it. Even if I'd been collecting comics at that time, I was far gone from probably wanting to pick up much of anything DC or Marvel. I hadn't wanted. I I'll get it out of cheap bins, or like I said, I might buy something like that at Ollie's. I'm thinking I'm going to go again. Okay, now Gray Cloud, what can we shift to and try to? But I do think that what I was saying is she had shared a generator the other day, and so I've messed around with it the past few days. I don't mess around with like I've had certain ideas, but yeah, I get stumped sometimes. But I'm glad this morning I have done some good reading, and I'm like I said, I've been busy. I've got a lot done in that room in there, like moving some more stuff out, cleaning up. It's been nice that it's not raining today, so the puppies can be outside for a good while today. Like now, if it gets really hot or something, but it's doing pretty good. I think we're not getting out of the 80s today, and there is a breeze, but there is some humidity just because it's been raining from yesterday and a little bit more. Like I think the day before it rained a little bit. Today the prediction isn't like a lot of rain, but there is, I think, pop up thunderstorms possible. But that's kind of like every day, real slow, really low chances. I'm trying to think like before I decide whatever I'm doing here. I appreciate you watching. I'm trying to think about what before I say whether I'm ending the stream. What is there that I can share or talk about briefly? Well, like hopefully tomorrow. I think we're looking at Friday or maybe now. I haven't talked to Betty or anything about trying to maybe go to the trade day, but I might try to bring that up today. It's just I'm just trying to can't I'm not trying to get too far ahead of myself. I'm hoping tomorrow at least one of those people gets one of the puppies, and then over between tomorrow and Sunday, at least the two people, the two couples that have said they at least want one, and then the other couple might have two of them, take two of them. I'm hoping that at least happens. I don't have any reason to think it won't, but like come tomorrow and then say, if someone now, of course, I can holler at them if they haven't came to me, but I figured, I guess you don't worry about what tomorrow is because today is the only day I got, and I'm always saying that. So that's where I'll keep myself right now. Yeah, it just makes sense, doesn't it? If I'm going to be if I was told to go by the sage of the eternal moment, tomorrow is another day, if it even becomes a day. Right now is a day, and this is the day I am in. So that's a good one. I did read some more of the Dark Night of the Soul this morning. Of course, I did the Jesus Always video because I thought this reading was pretty decent. And it, like I said in the video, the part where, but the danger of relying too much on routine. It's good to have routine, but I totally felt that, like, especially when I mentioned going through that dark night period and then coming out of it and just creating a routine, but kind of changing the routine up a little bit too. Like getting back in routine, but with the channel, doing some things a little differently. Also, trying to shift doing a little more different things with the second channel, especially while I have this decent positive energy kind of flowing, and just, seeming to increase. And then hopefully everything lines up to next week. My friend David from church said he'll let me know by Monday if he can take me to the doctor on Wednesday. I'm going to try to go to my primary care physician. If come Monday I can't figure out, and there's him or Betty, neither one can verify to me that they will be able to do it, that's enough time for me to call the public transportation. And if I have to do that, that's what I'll do, because I need to go down there and have him run some just a regular checkup that I've missed however many months ago and never got back to him about it. So just make sure and then I'm also going to address a few things since he's my primary, like see if he can tell him my arthritis. I can tell something's kind of going on with that. I think he might be able to, give me some, like pills don't I don't mean necessarily narcotic, but like they make certain medicines specific for some of that arthritis and stuff. And now, of course, you can't reverse it. But I noticed my hands lately have been real kind of acting more weird, but I've been using them. But at night I can tell. Let's see. But I'm very grateful. I'm grateful to be breathing. I'm grateful to be alive. And what I was thinking was I'd just come on here and kind of go with it for a little bit. And then if I can gain, because today I've just been, right before I got on, for a little while, my eyes had been heavy. And it's not because I was smoking or anything. But I'm on a kick where I hadn't really drank coffee for a few days. But I've got quite a bit kind of done as far as the first part of the day. And this was a moment to just kind of communicate with anybody listening and talking or, watching. So I feel like I'm kind of blanking it now. But yeah, like I said, the idea at some point is to have some cool stuff on that wall. There's plenty of things that can be done in here that need to be done. At least for the moment, if I think I'm, I haven't had any kind of sign of where I might need to be journeying off to or moving into, I'm kind of waiting for that. Been waiting for that a few years. Something tells me something could stir by the end of the year where that is something that I do feel, not by my own doing, but by doorways opening and certain doorways closing, and just listening to that guidance that has always guided me, the spirit just saying, hang tight, just keep hanging tight. But at some point, I do know there will be a moment of something arranging itself, or just a definite okay, this is what you got to do. And meaning either I'm still in Alabama, but I've been given an opportunity to have a little bit better place and not too much more money, and maybe closer to things I can get to on foot if I need, a better location, more in a town setting and stuff where I can get around and do things on my own a lot easier. I feel like that could be something that might come but I'm not reading anything into it. I just know that what I feel is definite, real, but I don't have a set timeline. It's just I know that there's still we still got a good about half a year till the end of the year, and something tells me maybe I could see something shift, but that's me thinking too far ahead, really. I don't need to be thinking that far ahead today. That's what keeps coming back to me. And I think that's what I got to keep drilling myself home with. It's yes, there's potential of some other moves to be made, doorways opening, But instead of focusing on anything up ahead, I can't get ahead if I'm not focusing on this. So there I pull myself back to the moment. Dang, Great Cloud, what are you doing? Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. I think this has been pretty cool. I'm enjoying just doing kind of small, brief, like not thinking too hard about the stream, just going with it. Of course, I still want to have somebody from like comic book. Dr. Ben the other night had been trying to get with me about maybe going on his stream. He did, but I've been having longer days, starting early and all that. He understood. And I would like to do something on my second channel longer than what I've done so far, other than the stream that I streamed from to both channels when Merlin came on. Like, a stream that is kind of exclusive to that channel because it's going to be mainly comic book stuff or whatever. Because that's, it's not going to be all comics. It's going to be whatever, but I'm trying to focus on it being where I can get people, if that's what they want to see, that about what I like and things, if that interests them, it makes it easier to have it like separated like that. Okay, guys, Great Cloud, shut your mouth and get off here. You got a couple of things you need to do, and then you can make a phone call or two and all of that. Yeah, and if I get a little more energy later and somebody hits me up or whatever, I might, but it's kind of like hit or miss. I've already done this, and then that was the main reason, just to touch base. We got like a good amount of the day still ahead of us anyway. It's just now getting close to 12 o'clock my time. So, but I'm hoping to get that burst of energy so I can be knocking some more of this workout like I see in front of me. That's the main thing. And y'all have a good day. I'll talk to you soon. Over and out. Great Cloud. Ditto.